Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Let's get into this live right here. Shout out to the Boston Celtics. Shout out to the Boston Celtics, man. Let's do this live real quick. Let's get it out the way. Let's give our congratulations to the NBA champion, Boston Celtics. Make sure y'all check in. Let me know where y'all are coming in from. Let me just send out this notification real quick over here. We're not going to be on here too long. Let's get these likes up. Somebody said compelling series. I would have to agree with you, man. Very compelling series. All right, let's see here. Okay, we got that out. Make sure y'all check in and let me know where y'all are coming in from. I know some of y'all are still watching the celebrations. I just wanted to get this out the way so we can all relax and go to bed. Somebody said such a boring pro season. Shout out to you. Excellent game. Shout out to Edward Montero. As a matter of fact, we put up the poll earlier today. Shout out to Maryland, the hometown. Shout out to LA. Shout out to New York. Let's give it like another 2 minutes. Let's allow everybody to catch up to the live. Also, give big congratulations to the Boston Celtics fans. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all definitely deserve this championship. Y'all had a hell of a run. Hell of a run. Somebody said Dallas in 48. What else we got? Make sure y'all check in. Let me know where y'all are coming in from. Luka, fraud, and Kyrie ain't a leader. Here it comes. Here we go. Here we go. Kyrie and Luka joke. That train is never late. You knew it was coming. Let me see what else we got. Let's give it like another minute or so. Let's get these likes up. Who else we got? Luka and Kyrie. Who else? Let me see. Well, the logic is smart, man. Non-toxic sector LeBron fans have loved him since. Yeah. We're going to get into all of that. Let's give it like another 30 seconds and we're going to get into this live, man. Somebody said boring NBA Finals. Not going to lie. Yeah, it was a bit of a letdown. This NBA Finals was if you're a Boston Celtics fan, I'm sure this is a hell of an NBA Finals for you guys. But for some of us, it was really, really boring. It was it wasn't the finals that I was looking forward to. But anyway, let's get into it here. All right, so as you guys, the Boston Celtics just won their first NBA, not their first, they just won their 18th NBA championship, and now the Boston Celtics have officially gone ahead of the Lakers, who they were tied with. The Lakers are actually caught up to them, and they tied them when LeBron and these guys won the championship in 2020, going 17-17 apiece. And now the Boston Celtics are now stand alone with 18 NBA championships, a record. So shout out to the Boston Celtics. Shout out to the Boston Celtics fans. Shout out to Jayson Tatum. He had a very, very good game. I think in the first half, he almost had a triple-double. Let me look at the box score here. Let me see. What did he score in the first half? Let me see what he finished the game with. Jayson Tatum finished the game with, let me see. What's the box score? He finished the game with 31 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals on 45% shooting from the field, which is very good. He didn't shoot well from the three, but nobody really shot well from the three. I mean, in that entire game. What else? So Jaylen Brown, he had 21 points. Who else? White had 14. Drew Holiday had 16 and 11 rebounds. I don't know how Drew Holiday always gets all those rebounds. Shout out to him. Kristaps Porzingis played the game. He wasn't playing very. I mean, he wasn't. You could tell that Kristaps Porzingis wasn't 100% healthy, but nevertheless, he came up. I mean, he showed up into the game and he played, so he brought them some type of spark, if not on the floor, not with his play, at least with his presence and his energy there. So I don't know who they're going to announce as the Finals MVP. Have they announced the Finals MVP? Who won the Finals MVP? Do y'all know? Have they said it yet? Because I'm not watching it right now. Is it Jayson Tatum? I think Jayson Tatum is going to win the Finals MVP. Let me know if y'all know who won the Finals MVP. I think it's going to be Jayson Tatum. Okay, not yet. They haven't said it yet. Right, they haven't said it yet. So to me, I think Jayson Tatum is going to win it. I think in the first 3 games, it was a toss-up. Drew Holiday had that big game. Then Jaylen Brown played very well. And then Jayson Tatum played all right. But I think that with these last 2 games, Jayson Tatum came on, and I think that this game that he just finished, I think he finished with damn near a triple-double. in a victory, and he was the most efficient player of the stars. He really got his teammates involved, made a lot of championship winning plays. And I think Jayson Tatum showed his maturity. I think the Boston Celtics as a team showed their maturity. And I actually picked the Dallas Mavericks to win this this series going in. I thought that Jason Kidd was going to outcoach Joe Mazzulla. I was wrong. I thought that the Mavs were going to put up a better fight. I was wrong. I think a lot of us bought into what we saw with the Dallas Mavericks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves and how they played against the NBA champions and the Denver Nuggets. So a lot of us kind of projected forward and said, well, if they could beat these teams, then for sure, if they just beat the team to beat the champs, then they're going to do well. And then Boston, who wasn't really playing anybody in the Eastern Conference, we're looking at them and like, well, they haven't had their first test. So I'm actually very, very surprised by the results of this finals. I mean, the Boston Celtics basically beat these guys. They beat the hell out of them. Yeah, Dallas won one game and basically made it a gentleman's sweep. But from start to finish, these Boston Celtics totally annihilated the Dallas Mavericks, and some could even make an argument that game 4 that the Dallas Mavericks won. Some people could say maybe the Boston Celtics expected them to lay down, but truth be told, man, they beat the hell out of them. So that's that. Have they said who won the Finals MVP yet? Let me know who wins the Finals MVP in the comments when they post it. Also, let's try to get these likes up because I'm not watching it live right now. I'm with you guys. Let me know who wins the Finals MVP. Have they announced it yet? Is it Jayson Tatum? Is it Jaylen Brown? Have they said it yet? Let me know in the comments if y'all find out. Okay. Let's get to the other side. Okay, they're about to announce it. As soon as they announce it, just let me know in the comments because I'm not watching it right now. So just let me know. I think it's going to be Jayson Tatum. But anyway, let's get to the Dallas Mavericks side of this. Few things. Let's start with Luka Doncic. Somebody said Luka Donuts. Oh, my Lord. Bro. Oh, bro, man. Let's get to Luka Doncic, man. Coming into this series, I think the majority of us would have felt that Luka was the best player in this series. At least I did. Coming out of that Wolves series, some people were saying that he's the best player in the world. But if I'm honest with you, yeah, Luka has some games here and there. But overall, Luka Doncic didn't have a great NBA Finals. It was his first one, but he essentially... Jaylen Brown won the Finals MVP? Hold on, did Jaylen Brown win the Finals MVP? Hold on, let me see. Who won the Finals? Have they said it? I think I saw somebody say Jaylen Brown won the Finals MVP. I could be wrong. I'm not watching it, so y'all let me know. I'll be shocked. Jaylen Brown? Well, Jaylen Brown did play well, but okay, not yet. Anyway, somebody said still waiting. Somebody said yes. Well, y'all let me know. Somebody said cap. Okay, they haven't announced it yet. Anyway, y'all let me know when that happens. Yeah, Luka, man. I think Luka let down a lot of people that were believing in him. Luka made believers out of people in that series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I actually thought, like, man, this dude is looking like the baddest man on the planet. But when he got to the finals, man, Luka Doncic really, really disappointed a lot of people, especially with his demeanor, the way he behaved in terms of a leader. The way, that game, I think it was game 3 where he just absolutely he just imploded with his fouls and all of that, but with the lack of leadership as well. So Luka, it's a great step for him to make it to the finals, but there's some things now that people are saying about him, which is number 1, his leadership. Number 2, his lack of defense on a consistent basis. And number 3, some people are now talking about his weight. If you guys are watching the game, people were talking about, oh, Luka needs to get a work on his weight. Luka needs to lose weight. Blah, 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 blah. People were saying that. Luka Doncic is an offensive machine. He's an offensive maestro, but one could say that he can take his game to the next level, and a lot of it has nothing to do with his offense. A lot of it has to do with probably his conditioning. his weight training and defense. Some may make an argument that Luka needs to spend the entire offseason just working on his defense and his conditioning. If Luka does that, if he improves his defense and his conditioning, Luka comes back a much better player. And it can be done. What's one of the knocks on Nikola Jokic when he first came in? Nikola Jokic, they were saying he was overweight, he wasn't conditioned, and then Nikola Jokic came back. I mean, he lost weight, he got his conditioning right. He plays in Denver, and he can run up and down all day long. To me, Nikola Jokic is more conditioned than Luka, and I think Nikola Jokic is actually faster going up and down the court throughout a 48-minute game. He actually moves with more energy. And it actually requires him more energy to move his 7-foot frame because you have to take in more oxygen and all that. He's a bigger guy. But I think Nikola Jokic is more conditioned than Luka. So some people are talking about that, and a lot of people are talking about his defense. Luka has never been a great defensive player. But now we're beginning to see room for his game to grow, which is on the defensive side of the floor. So Luka can stand to become a better defensive player. So I think he can also stand to become a better leader and understand that the way he behaves as the leader, his team is going to follow suit. So if they see him having an emotional breakdown over a lack of calls or the way the referees are officiating a game, the teams are going to, his troops are going to follow suit. Hold on, Jay. Who won it? Somebody said Jaylen Brown. Who won the Finals MVP? Wow. Is that confirmed? Are y'all pulling my leg? Let me see. Please don't play with me. Let me just. Is that confirmed? Jaylen Brown won the MVP? Wow, that is crazy. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Jaylen Brown, man. Congratulations to Jaylen Brown. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. Congratulations to him. Let's give Jaylen Brown a round of applause, man. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. Shout out to Jaylen Brown. Let me ask the chat, who do y'all think should Jaylen let me see. Should Jaylen won MVP over Tatum? Y'all let me know. What do y'all think? Do you think they got it right? Do you think the voters got it right? Let me put up the poll right there. Who do you think should have won that Finals MVP? Wow, shout out to him, man. That's very, very. I'm happy for. I'm actually happy for him, man. I'm actually very, very happy for Jaylen Brown. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. He seemed like a cool dude. Shout out to him. Somebody said Tatum looked mad. I think are you being funny, or does Jayson Tatum, does he look tight? Does Jayson Tatum look tight? Because I think Jayson Tatum thought he was going to win that MVP. The way Jayson Tatum was playing and the way he was crying at the end, he like, man, this is my moment. This is my moment. I thought he was going to win the Finals MVP. Wow. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. And I think most people believe that that he should have won it out of the almost 100 people that have voted. Okay. All right. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. Big congrats. He said he looked salty. I can imagine. Yeah, I thought Jaylen Brown was going to win it after game 3. I actually thought he was going to win it after game 3, but then Jayson Tatum played a little bit better, I think, in game 4, and then he had a better game in game 5. But Jaylen Brown, somebody said Jaylen Brown doesn't give a shout out to him, man. JT, I know Jayson Tatum wanted it. That I know for sure. The way he was playing tonight, you could tell that Jayson Tatum wanted to win that Finals MVP. But I'm very happy for Jaylen Brown, man. Because if you if you watch the finals and you listen to a lot of those huddles and you see who was front and center, I think that Jaylen Brown is possibly their leader. As a matter of fact, when Jason Kidd came out there and said that Jaylen Brown is their best player, Drew Holiday even co-signed it and said, yes, Jaylen Brown is our best player. So it wasn't like this controversial notion. And if you also pay attention, the person that reacted to those comments was Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum was the one that was like, well, they're not going to try to tear us apart and blah, 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 blah. So wait a minute. When they said Jaylen Brown is the best player, that's when they try to tear y'all apart. So when they were saying you're the best player, y'all was together. But the moment they said he is the best player, now all of a sudden they're trying to tear the fabric of the team apart. Is this what we're doing? Is this what it is right now? So I thought that was funny. But anyway, shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. Well deserved. Well deserved, man. He played like a dog this series. Shout out to him, man. I'm very happy for him. Once again, congratulations to the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics fan. Let's try to get these likes up to 100 likes. Boston Celtics fans, shout out to y'all, man. Congratulations. Let's talk about Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving disappointed me. I saw a title from Too Raw for Sports, and he said, Kyrie Irving, he did this video like maybe 3 days ago. He said, or 4 days ago, he said the title, Kyrie Irving is giving his detractors ammunition. And what he meant by that was, if Kyrie Irving doesn't start playing better, he's going to allow the people, his naysayers, to say that, you see, he wasn't all of that. And that's exactly what's happening. Now they're calling him Uncle Choke. They said that. I didn't say that. That's what they said. Next thing they're going to be saying, so it looks like Kyrie does need LeBron. And it's funny. This reminds me of Shaq and Kobe. And the irony in all of this is when Kobe went to the finals without Shaq, he lost to the very same Boston Celtics. And then Shaq put out that diss record. He was like, Kobe, tell me how my ass stayed. Y'all remember that? And I was in New York at the time, man. And it was this dude that I hated, man. He was cool, but he knew I was a Laker fan. And man, when the Lakers lost that finals in game 6 to the Boston Celtics and they got blown out, when I saw this dude the next day, this dude made me want to straight up cold cock his ass. He was the minute I came across the street, I remember it was in Manhattan. The minute I crossed the street, all I heard, the minute this mother effer saw me, yo, what happened to your Lakers, son? What happened to your Lakers? That was the first thing before I even got close to his ass. He was already going up. Yo, what happened to your Lakers? What happened to Kobe? I thought Kobe was Michael Jordan. Blah, 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 blah. That was exactly what was happening to me. And I had to deal with that dirty mother, you know what, for an entire year. But the funny part was when the Lakers got them back, no, when Kobe won that championship the next year, I couldn't find his ass. To Kyrie Irving. Look. Number one, Bob Cousy put out some comments about Kyrie Irving that Kyrie Irving is not a superstar. I think he was right because I never thought Kyrie Irving was a superstar at any point in time. I don't think any of us thought that Kyrie Irving was a superstar. There was at no point in time we thought that. We thought that Kyrie Irving was an all-star. We thought that he was a great player. We also had some capping ass NBA players that were like talking about he the greatest, one of the 10 greatest. I'm like, yo, you need to stop. I forgot what Andre Iguodala said. I'm like, yo, bro, cut it out. Like, I know we respect Kyrie Irving from a skill level. From a skill level, I get it. He is one of the most skilled players of all time. Some people try to say he's the most skilled player ever. I'm not sure about that because there have been a lot of skilled players to play in the NBA. Hakeem Olajuwon comes to mind. Tim Duncan comes to mind. Kobe Bryant comes to mind. Larry Bird comes to mind. Michael Jordan comes to mind. So there have been a lot of Stephen Curry comes to mind. Nikola Jokic comes to mind. So a lot of people, Carmelo Anthony on the offensive side. But Carmelo's height, he could do more and all of that. But I think Kyrie Irving let down his supporters in this aspect. On the one hand, I think Kyrie redeemed his reputation in the sense that he can go to what Tracy McGrady was a monster. He could go to another a team and actually have success, actually have there be no drama, actually get to a finals, because we didn't see that in Boston. We didn't see that in Brooklyn. So in that aspect, he helped his reputation. But Kyrie didn't play well in the NBA Finals. He had some good games, but it wasn't enough. Even if you look at this game right here, let me pull up the box score. Kyrie Irving finished this game with 15 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists on 31% shooting. 5 of 16 from the field, 33% from the three. That's not good enough. That is not good enough. What else I saw from Kyrie is the same thing I see from a lot of great players from his era. Kyrie getting up there too, man. Kyrie Irving is what, 34 years old? Kyrie's what, 34, 33, 34, something like that, 33, 34 years old. We're looking at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant also is not looking like Kevin Durant he did 4 years. Okay, 32. He's not looking the same way he did before. So Kyrie's also getting up there. Another thing we're seeing is that Kyrie cannot be effective against skilled defenders with length that have size. He's not very effective against that. Drew Holiday guarded Kyrie Irving very well. But the length of Boston with the Al Horfords, with the Whites, with the Jaylen Browns, with the Jayson Tatum, and their activity, it bothered Kyrie. Kyrie doesn't play well through physicality. Neither does a Kevin Durant. That is the very reason we witnessed the same Boston Celtics team with some different players. I think Marcus Smart and I think Ime Udoka was the head coach at the time. They stifled the most skilled player ever got stifled. Kevin Durant, we couldn't even recognize him by these same group of Boston Celtics players, minus the defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart, who was no longer there. Jaylen Brown got the finals MVP. So we're seeing Kyrie's limitations. He can't really score against size and great length and great defenders. And I think Kyrie Irving, he revamped his reputation overall, but I think that there's still going to be that chatter that he needed LeBron to win. And as things currently stand, that's going to be the conversation. Now, did Kyrie Irving play well in 2016 in those finals? Absolutely. Did him and LeBron score 80 points together in the game? Absolutely. Did Kyrie Irving hit that big shot? Absolutely. But Kyrie is a victim of what Kobe was, which is when they deem another star player the better player and you guys separate, if you're not able to win minus that guy, people are always going to say you needed that guy, whether it's fair and unfair. Kobe was able to get the monkey off of his back. Kevin Durant was not. The same thing Kyrie Irving going through with LeBron is the same thing Kevin Durant is going through with Stephen Curry and the Warriors. Everyone is like, what has KD done since he played on the Warriors? I think they said he's not been out of the first round since, is it the first round or the second round or something like that since he played with the Golden State Warriors? So, look, man, those are my thoughts on the Dallas Mavericks. I think that Dallas is one of the better teams in the West, but it is clear that the Boston Celtics are better than the Dallas Mavericks. And if they were to meet them again, I think the Boston Celtics would win that series because they're just more talented. They have more depth. And when they go to that 5-man lineup where all of those guys can essentially put the ball on the floor, you heard JJ Redick say it, you put out a starting five when everybody can put the ball on the floor, get their own shot, and they can all space the floor and hit threes. That's a very, very difficult team to guard. Luka, as I said, for the new people for the people that didn't hear, people coming in. Okay, the second round. Appreciate them. Oh, shout out to Mark Law. Shout out to my dude, man. My dude. Shout out to you, man. Luka needs to work on his defense. He needs to work on his leadership and his temperament. And some people have been saying he needs to work on his weight. That's what I heard Jay Williams talk about today. His conditioning, right? These are basketball players, so obviously they can evaluate that a lot better than I can. So I'm not a basketball player, so that's what they said. Moving forward, what do I think about the Boston Celtics? Well, I think that the Boston Celtics now are going to be the team to beat. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm not saying that just because of the recency bias. The reason I'm saying that the Boston Celtics are the team to beat is because of this. Apart from the fact that they just won the championship, the Boston Celtics also showed that arguably they are the deepest team in the NBA. That's number one. Boston has a lot of depth. They have so much depth that even when their star players like Jayson Tatum is not playing well, they can still find ways to beat you. And the Boston Celtics are also a very good defensive team. They're talented on both ends. And now the reason why I think Boston is a real challenge is this. Because now they have the confidence of winning the NBA championship, which I think is going to help them. Denver against the Lakers was relying a lot on the fact that they've beaten the Lakers before, so they knew they could beat them again. Boston, there was always the question mark. A lot of people were questioning some of the Boston Celtics players, their IQ in the finals, if you guys remember, against the Golden State Warriors. Justifiably, I don't think they have those problems. I think the Boston Celtics have gone through their growing pains. And I think that no matter what happens in the offseason this summer, I believe that the Boston Celtics are still the team to beat. Now, I know that we're talking about possibly Paul George going to go play with what's his name? Joel Embiid was on a countdown. He could possibly go to Philly. I don't believe it until I see it because Paul George has never done it. He's not a made man. Joel Embiid always finds a way to get injured in the playoffs, so I don't trust him either. Tyrese Maxey, he's still a young, so I don't trust. Long story short, I don't trust the Sixers, regardless of what they do. Regardless. Now, a team I would trust, let me say this. A team I would trust is the New York Knicks if they got a bona fide scoring three. If they got a bona fide scoring, because they already got Jalen Brunson. But if they got a bona fide scoring three, somebody like a Paul George, but like maybe a younger, I don't know who that player could be. Like a Paul George kind of guy. Then I can trust in the Knicks because Tom Thibodeau teams can always play defense. Where they struggle is with offense. And even if, what's his name? Julius Randle, even if Julius Randle was available, I still would prefer another offensive player over him. I trust the Knicks because the Knicks are going to compete and are going to play defense. Milwaukee is a major question mark. The Milwaukee Bucks are a major question mark because we don't even know if Damian Lillard is happy in Milwaukee. We don't know that. And we have yet to see a full season of Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard together. So we don't know that as well. So I think Boston is going to be the clear-cut favorite in the Eastern Conference for at least the next 2 years. At least. Unless something else happens. Going out to the West, who are going to be the best teams? I know free agency begins right now, and we're going to be getting a lot of news this week. I think you have the Dallas Mavericks. I think the Dallas Mavericks could improve by becoming a better team on defense, especially they are a good team, defensive team. Luka is not a great defender. And what Luka experienced in the finals is what he used to do to the Clippers. Luka would get the switch and basically Dallas barbecue deep fry, whatever the hell you want to call it. If it's a Zubac or James Harden, what Luka was doing to those dudes in previous rounds is what they did to him. Now, in the second round again, no, the what is it? The Western Conference Finals against the Wolves, Luka actually was playing defense. He was actually playing defense because they had enough offense to be able to stay with the Wolves. He could not do that trash in the finals because he needed to score and play defense. So I'll still put the Mavs up there, obviously. I think that if the Denver Nuggets make some moves in the offseason and get somebody to be a real scoring punch off the bench, maybe not a Reggie Jackson because they had Brown before, and they get some real depth back to their roster, because in terms of a starting five, they have one of the best starting fives in the NBA. But if they're able to get some more depth, I expect Denver to be right back in the top 4 seeds in the Western Conference next season. We got the Grizzlies coming back. Ja Morant is going to be coming back. We got to see how they are. And they're always a good team with or without Ja Morant. They're better with him. They got Ja Morant coming back to the Grizzlies. Who else we got out west that I'm not paying? The Suns, nobody has any confidence in the Suns. I have absolutely zero confidence in the Phoenix Suns. And I'm also hearing that Kevin Durant might not be happy in Phoenix. These NBA players, I mean, it's like what's the game? Magical Chairs? What's that game when y'all play when they play the music and everybody's walking around and there's always one less chair? And then the minute they stop the music, it's like I forgot the name of that game. It's almost like it's almost a shocker when you see in musical chairs. It's almost a shocker when you see a star stay in one market for like 3 years. You're like, wow, man, this dude broke a record right now. He's been in the same market for 3 years. This is incredible. So I have absolutely zero confidence in the Phoenix Suns. I have absolutely zero confidence in the Clippers, and I'm going to tell you why. Let me talk about the Clippers for 5 seconds because I know y'all don't want to hear about the Clippers in the NBA Finals right now. If the Clippers trade Paul George, or if Paul George walks, if they don't offer him the max, I will start to have more faith in the Clippers. Let me just put it like that. If Paul George walks, I will have more faith in the Clippers. And oh, by the way, I also hope that they get rid of Russell Westbrook. I don't think they will, but I hope they do. Somebody said your 5 seconds are done. Yeah, he said your 5 seconds are done. All right, we're moving on from the Clippers, man. I 100% feel you. I can't even be mad at you for that. Anyway, moving on from the Clippers. Houston is improving with Ime Udoka and those guys. Y'all know I didn't mention the Lakers. Well, I can't mention the Lakers right now because we don't even know who their head coach is going to be. Do I think the Lakers are going to be a playoff team next year? Yes. I think the Lakers are going to be a playoff team. Do I think they're going to be a top 4 team? No. Do I think the Lakers could be a top 4 team? Yes. But the only way the Lakers are going to be a top 4 seed in the Western Conference is if the Lakers do what the Lakers have always done, which is make a big box office move. Somebody mentioned OKC. I expect Oklahoma City to be better. And of course, we have the Wolves. So I think that the West, we're done. And of course, we got the Golden State Warriors. I think that the new younger bloods are going to be the ones to take over the West. And I think the teams you're going to see at the top of the West are going to be the Thunder. They're going to be the Nuggets. I think they're going to be the Wolves. And then I think, what's the other team? And Dallas. I think those are going to be the top 4 teams. Those are going to be the top 4 teams now moving forward. And I think the other teams, like the Clippers and all of those other guys, Golden State is not going to be a top 4 team in the Western Conference. We're even hearing that Klay Thompson is going. I think finito with Golden State. I also think the Clippers' chances of winning a championship are gone. I think the Clippers should move on from Russell Westbrook and Paul George. Now, some people are like, but what about Kawhi? He injured. Yeah, but I would take Kawhi over Paul George. If they can do those two things, I think they'll be better off. And then knowing the Clippers, they're not, so I don't have them there as well. I think there's a new day in the Western Conference. I think Denver is going to be holding on as one of the in-between teams that's getting to the older side. And then I think it's going to be the young boys. And, of course, you have the Grizzlies and all of that. You still got Sacramento. These teams are all of these teams are going to be better than Phoenix, the Lakers, the Clippers. Those guys are going to be up out of here, man. I don't see it happening anymore. I think it's over with. So I think Boston is going to be the team to beat in the Eastern Conference for the next 2 to 3 seasons. The Eastern Conference doesn't really have a lot of stars unless Miami does something that we don't have, that we can't see right now. The Lakers could be a top 4 seed, but they need to get another star, which means that they got to trade away some picks and they got to get rid of some more players. I don't know what they're going to do. And also, we got to see who's their coach. Somebody said that the Spurs. How the hell did I forget the Spurs? How the hell did I forget the Spurs with Victor Wembanyama? I think it's going to come down to Victor Wembanyama's maturity and the team that they put around him. I think it's going to come down to his maturity and the team that they put around him. Based off of what we saw last season, I am 100% not confident in saying that the Spurs are going to be a top 4 seed. I think Spurs will be in the play-in tournament. I think the Spurs can be a play-in tournament type of team. That's what I think. But I don't see the Spurs getting into that same classroom as the Wolves, the Mavericks, the Thunder, and the Denver Nuggets. I don't see them in that echelon. I don't see that unless something miraculous happens. Pelicans are going to be in the second tier. Those 4 teams I just mentioned are going to be in the top 4. And in the second tier are going to be your Pelicans, your Clippers, your Lakers, and then one of these other teams. Maybe Houston or maybe Sacramento or one of these guys. Or Memphis, of course. But I don't see the Spurs. I think the Spurs would be an improvement if they can be a play-in team next year. I don't see them making it to the playoffs. And if they do make it to the playoffs, I don't see them being one of the top 4. I don't see it. You would need to see dramatic improvement, and we didn't see that. So once again, man, shout out to the Boston Celtics. I know some Boston Celtics fans were like, yo, why you don't ever do? And I just realized why we don't talk much about the Celtics, apart from the fact that it's not really our audience, but I think it's important that I say why I'm not such a huge fan of the Boston Celtics. Y'all beat Kobe Bryant in the finals, and the Lakers in the finals. What y'all think this is? Oh, absolutely. Y'all thought I forgot? Oh, hell no. Y'all beat the brakes off of Kobe and the Lakers in Game 6. I ain't forget. I remember the misery that you guys put me through. And maybe it had a lasting effect. And subconsciously, that was the reason why I was never producing content about the Boston Celtics. I know y'all know what y'all did to Kobe and them. So, nah. We're gonna do it live today. We're gonna give y'all props, but let's chill out with that. But all jokes aside, man. Oh, he said he keep touching his shirt. I don't know why. Because I'm trying to decide if I should button this or not. I don't know why I'm doing that. But anyway, once again, man, appreciate you guys. Somebody said he couldn't find. Yes, he couldn't fit the top. No, I got the button right here. I've been trying to figure out should I button it or not. So that's the reason why I haven't done that. Anyway, man, appreciate you guys for being a part of this live. Big congratulations to the Boston Celtics. Y'all deserve it. Shout out to you guys winning your 18th championship banner. And that's all she wrote, guys. We catch y'all later. Thank you guys for your attention. Catch y'all later. Y'all have a good one.